tell you how to get cheap running shoes.
Yes everyone, welcome to another video on my channel. And today, I'm gonna tell you how to get cheapest running shoes out there. Everyone loves getting cheap things. And if you can get a bigger discount, even better. Today I'm gonna tell you 4 different ways that you can get cheap running shoes and how I personally get my running shoes for cheap. Who doesn't love a bargain? Let's be real. So when I say cheap, I mean massively discounted. So I'm talking under half price to what they normally go for. A great example, these Puma DV8 Nitro Elite 3s. These RRP, £195. You might be able to get them slightly cheaper if there's a sale or a discount code, but they're £195 brand new. I picked these up for £75. Hello? How did I get them for £75? I'm glad you asked. One of the best ways that I find to get cheap running shoes is to look at secondhand. I know, people don't like running in other people's shoes, they're sweaty, blah, 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 blah. Trust me when I say the sweat that someone has put into a shoe isn't going to make you slower, isn't going to give you any diseases, it isn't going to impact you at all. The main things to look for on secondhand shoes are actually any sort of defects that affect the performance of the shoe. Running shoes are a very personal thing. Some people like them to be really spick and span, but that is where you're going to pay top dollar. If you want to save money, the best way is to find secondhand shoes that people have bought from brand new and then trying to sell again to make some money back, or they don't like them or whatever. I have loads of examples of these. Puma DV8 Nitro Elite 3s, just bought, £75. Saucony Endorphin Pro 3s, unbelievably nice colorway. These were £65 and they had all of 30 miles on them, and these have all of 60 miles on them. These are gonna last another 400 kilometers. These are gonna last another, probably the same, 400 kilometers. The amount that I've saved just on those 2 pairs of shoes is close to £200. And that is exactly where it makes so much sense to look for secondhand ones. The places I do this are eBay and Facebook. It can be a bit daunting if you don't know what you're looking for. The main things to look for are, is all the outsole rubber still there? Are there any obvious chunks of the foam missing? And does the upper have any obvious tears or anything that's gonna affect the structural integrity of the shoe? If those things are all good, then you're good to go. I'm a size 9, so actually there's quite a lot of shoes available in my size.
Ooh, you're hard showing off.
What I do is I just go onto eBay and type in the brand and the exact model of shoe that I'm looking for. So for example, Puma DV8 Nitro Elite 3, size 9. And then I will filter through all of the ones that come up on eBay and see if there's any that I like the look of, any that are really cheap for any reason, click through and just scroll and see what I find. That way you then whittle down what's available. If there's nothing available in that certain shoe, fine, pick another shoe and try and find that again. So then I'd go, okay, Saucony Endorphin Pro 3. Go with what's available at the time. You're not always going to be able to find the shoe that you want straight away. It's just not realistic. It's kind of like going to a charity shop. You kind of just got to get used to what is available and be willing to adapt. Luckily for me, I like a lot of different shoes and I love trying different shoes. So this is a brilliant way for me to kind of feed my curiosity with those shoes. And it allows me to try out different shoes, but also I buy them. If I don't like them, I can resell them for the exact same price, if not profit. I've been doing this for years. It's a really good way. If you know what you're looking for and the obvious things to look out for, it's a brilliant way. That is #1 tip on how to get cheap running shoes. Option number 2 of how to get cheap running stuff, outlets. I know you've probably heard of them and probably been to them yourselves, and they're a bit of a nightmare. They can be really random in their success rate and they can have absolutely nothing you want. It's all old stock, it's all this, it's all that. But if you're a beginner or an intermediate runner just getting into it and you want something stable and something useful, look up running shoes for beginners, best running shoes for intermediate runners, best running shoes for X, best running shoes for Y. Whatever it is that you're trying to get out of it, search for that. And then find your nearest outlet store. So for me, my girlfriend's just got into running and we took her to the Nike factory outlet, and there was a whole host of different shoes. You have to know what you're looking for to know what's a good deal and what's not a good deal. But we got a pair of Nike Vomero 16s for £40. They retail for 120 when they were released and still sell online for £80 now. So that's half price on what is brand new shoe just because you go to the outlet and they're trying to ship them off. So outlet stores are really important. Generally, they're in industrial estates or big business parks, out of town areas. So if you're in England, that's the best place to look, and you might know where yours is already, but have a look online. Often you can just find some really, really good deals. And not only that, clothing as well. I got some great t-shirts, running shorts, etc., all from these outlets just because they want to get rid of their dead stock that they can't be bothered to pay to store anymore. So really, really good way. You can save, you know, up to 60-70% on RRP there. But I will say you're unlikely to get anything that is like brand new. So if you're looking for the new Alpha Flies, for example, they're not going to be there. They're not going to sell them through that because they're going to sell them out online. But that's just a part of the game. If you're a beginner or intermediate runner, perfect place to look. Another way that you can go is to look at online discounts with discount codes. There's loads of apps now that you can install on your browser. Honey, for example, And these things look through and find coupon codes for major sites to see if you can save some money. You can also look at different types of discounts. So for example, if you work for the NHS, you can get a blue light card, things like that, where you can get big discounts on big brands. And often you can then use those on already discounted products. So you save a lot of money there as well. It really does help. I've been doing it myself. I use it for clothing and even for things like car insurance and, you know, all sorts of things. It's really useful. I massively recommend seeing what kind of voucher codes are out there and also which ones are applicable with sale items and are not. Because if you can find something in a sale that's already 50% off and you get another 10% off that, it doesn't seem like much, but actually it's really, really significant when you add it up over time. I always look for a voucher code before I buy something online, just in case I can find one. It takes 5 minutes. If you can't find one, you're going to buy it anyway. That's absolutely fine, but you can save yourself even more money. The final way that you can save money is by looking at social media accounts that trawl the internet for deals. I follow one personally called Sneaker Deals GB, and they also have an account called Clothing Deals GB. They're on X or Twitter. Have a look there. They're brilliant at finding extremely heavily discounted shoes, clothes, etc. Don't get me wrong, a lot of it is fashion related, not running related, but occasionally you get a really good pair of running shoes on there for absolutely dirt cheap, and it makes a huge difference being able to get them at, you know, 30% of the original price, something like £150 down to 40, £35 even. You have to be quick, and there's normally not many sizes because they're just trying to get rid of dead stock, but they'll tweet about it. You can have notifications on, you'll see it. Be a really good way of finding incredible deals for shoes, and I highly recommend it. So yeah, Sneaker Deals GB. And that's it. Simple, I know, but really does make a massive difference. Like I said, number one thing, secondhand. If you can get over the ego trip of buying secondhand things, I'm not saying boxes and socks, okay, there's a limit, but shoes specifically, you're gonna save so much money. It's untold how much money you can save when you do that. I have genuinely saved thousands and thousands of pounds by buying things secondhand. It's equivalent to buying a brand new car or buying a used car. Yes, okay, it isn't brand new off the thing, but as soon as you unbox and run in those shoes, it's gonna lose 30% of the value for resale if you were gonna ever do that. And if you're not, and you have the money, absolutely, I'm not saying you have to try and get cheap shoes. I'm just saying that there's lots of ways to get cheaper shoes if you want. And I think that having running being more accessible to all people is the way that we should be going forwards. And if this means that some people can get some deals on some shoes, then, you know, I'm all for it. I literally got these today. They arrived, I ordered them 5 days ago, they arrived, done 60 miles, and they're in excellent condition, just a bit of discoloration. But this would happen if I bought them new within 2 runs. So what am I missing out on by buying these secondhand? Almost nothing, and I'm saving £130. I think that is just, that's evidence enough that what I'm saying is important. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please remember to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Comment down below if you get any unbelievable deals, because I love seeing when people get good deals and stuff. It makes me very happy. In the meantime, if you want to see anything else, please leave it down in the comments. I will be sure to reply to every single comment that I get, and look forward to more videos like this in the future. I will probably do roundups of when I find really good deals, and any new shoes I will definitely do reviews, so I might even do one on this. Even though it's out of time, I actually quite enjoy going back and looking at shoes that people might actually be picking up now because they're more affordable, more available, and are they still as good as the brand new amazing competitors? We can see. But that's all for this video, and I'll catch you guys next time.